Hello and welcome to E-Bike Smiles. We're doing another ride today. It's a crisp, cool fall day today. Hoping to capture some of the beautiful colors. Hopefully a little further up we'll see some of that. Haven't really done anything to my bike. I did add a rack. So I've got a rear mounted rack, so I'm planning on using that for storing some items on a longer trip. I do have plans to do a really long trip at some point. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do it before the end of the season. Winter's coming fast. The plan was to hopefully pack up, do a little bit of bike camping or bike packing. But temperatures have really plummeted recently, going below freezing now overnight, and so I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. We will see, depending on how the weather is. But doing a little bit of a scouting run here today, just to check out the path and also looking for some camping spots if I do decide to do the really long route. Otherwise I might just do a day run, longer trip. What's interesting about having an e-bike is that my concept of how long a trip should be with the bike, so 10 to 15 miles, that was a pretty good long trip for me, just on a regular bike. Now 20 miles seems like nothing. So that's kind of changed things a little bit. My rear brakes still squeal like crazy. I need to figure out how to fix that. It's not necessarily a problem, but it's just annoying. Hi. All right, so still haven't unlocked the bike. I know I've talked about it in previous videos. I'm staying on the bike paths, and so far just keeping the max at 20, just as it was shipped. Everything's stock on the bike. Like I said, no modifications so far, except for the bike rack. Added the mirrors and the horn, which I haven't needed yet, but it's nice to have just in case. So I'm going to keep it on pedal assist 9 for most of this little ride here today. Just to, kind of curious how it performs in colder weather. I don't think it's cold enough to really affect the performance. I think the temp's in the 50s today. Yeah, so my latest obsession has been about bike packing. We do a lot of RV camping done a little bit of backpacking, but hoping to maybe use the bike on a longer trip and pack some backpacking supplies along. I really like the idea of just kind of loading up the bike and not really having to worry about the weight too much. The only issue is always just finding power and being able to charge the battery. The stock charger doesn't charge really quick. It takes, I think, from empty to full, takes about 8 hours. So if you go on a longer trip, you'd have to just kind of plan for making the stop and then charging it either at a campground, having electrical, or at a hotel, I guess. And then the other option or possibility would be getting a second battery, which you can just keep in the bag, keep as a spare, which would double your distance, of course. But those are not yet available for this version of the X-Class. So anyways, we're going to play this trip by ear, see if we find any interesting sights, colors. It's a little bumpy in here. Jeez. Go. Oh, very nice. What a beautiful spot this is. So these campgrounds look really cool. Bike in or paddle in is right off of the trail. So looks like there are a couple of sites. I don't know if there's another one down the trail. The trail is a little bit overgrown. So, but these are right on the river. Otherwise, very beautiful spot. Fire ring, picnic table. And then here's the access to the river. That'd be a fun little trip down the river too. Pack up all your stuff in the kayak or the canoes, and then you can spend the night here. The one thing I'm really liking about this bike is just the nice and fat tire, being able to get into back pathway here without too much trouble. Not too worried about it. Feels really nice and solid. Going over branches and bumps. Just have it on pedal assist 1 right now. Don't want to get too much speed in here. Anyway, it's really lovely campground. So this is kind of one of the possibilities for a future trip. We do a longer trip. Like I said, it was getting a little bit cold at night. Below freezing right now. I do have a 0-degree sleeping bag, so if I get adventurous, maybe we'll go ahead and give it a try, give it a go. It'll turn out to be a really beautiful day today. Temperatures are, I think, edging close to 60. And if the wind isn't too strong, it actually is a very comfortable temp with the sun out. Turned out to be really beautiful. Anyways, I'm going to end the video here. I just wanted to do a quick little run showing everybody the colors, the fall colors, which are spectacular right now. And also just to kind of get a preview of what might be coming up. We do a bike packing type of a trip. Looking forward to using the bike for something like that. Just load it up with some backpacking equipment and head on out for a longer trip. Maybe multi-day, we'll see. Like I said, I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to be able to do this yet still this year before the snow starts flying and before it gets below 0, but we'll see what the weather comes up here in the coming weeks. Until then, thanks for joining me on this ride, and I'll see you in the next video.